Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Um, if you're online, just do a thumbs up to make sure you're able to hear me. Good, good. All right. So um, we are on day 6. So I just want to give a little update of how we are doing and what's going on and everything. Before that, I'm just going to go through the roster quick. Tell me if you're present. Neelan. Okay. Griffin.
Here.
Benjamin. Yvonne. Claire.
Here.
Kirsten.
Here.
Grayson.
Here.
Jack. Parker.
Here.
Anisha, you're here. Ian.
Here.
Okay. So missing couple actually. Okay. Uh, First thing first, if you have done all the homework, do a thumbs up, please, or raise your hand. Okay, 1, 2, you're good here. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay, Ian, I know you joined late, so I hope you're catching up, right?
Yeah, I just recently got the books this weekend.
Okay. So, um, uh, could you text me so that I can send you your homework sheet? I don't know if you have that one with you.
Okay.
It should be in the WhatsApp group, but if you don't have access to it, I can send you one. All right?
Yeah, I need the homework sheet.
Okay. All right. I'll take care of that today. Um, how many of you are taking the October test and registered? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, okay. Next thing, December 7th is of the ACT review day. I know many of you have already registered for it. So, if you have not registered, you should talk to your parents. Okay? So, I strongly recommend that one. So, I'm going to share that as well in the WhatsApp group, but it's a good time for you guys to get that taken care of. All right. What I would like you guys to do today we're going to be focusing on ACT Science. Go ahead and get the red book, please, everybody. Red book. And I want you to get this book and page 370. All right. On page 370, did we write what is the order for passages? Could somebody read it loud so that people who joined late this class has it? Yeah.
635241.
635241. You know what? Let me write it down as well. 6354 52. Sorry. 41. Ian, did you write it down?
Can you please repeat that?
635241. This is the order of the passages we will be doing today.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Now, last time when we did the ACT Science, we talked about how to select the passage, what are the do's and don'ts. Today, this is your first time starting with the real passage itself, okay? What's going to happen today is, you see the stopwatch here, you'll be doing 2 passages at a time, okay? And again, I won't tell you how much time you should take, I won't put any restrictions, but once you're done with the 2 passages, I would like you to write down how much time you took. So I repeat, today I don't care about the time, but I do care that you write down after you finish the 2 passages. Okay? Once you're done, don't go back and change it because I would like to stay consistent. Then what's going to happen is I'm going to read out the answers. Then I'm going to see if you have any questions. If you don't have any questions, or if you work on the mistake, whatever it is, we move to the next 2. And so forth. Online students, are my instructions clear?
Yeah. Yes.
And we're going to wait for 1 or more minute before we get started, guys, because we have a student who's getting the book right now. So give me 30 seconds, please. We're going to get started, but don't start any passages right now. We're going to follow this time strictly. Page 370. All right. Is everybody ready? So we'll be doing passages 6 and 3. The order is really important. You know that. We have repeated many times 2 Sundays back. If you're ready, and one more thing before you get started. Don't get hung up on one question. Okay? Your job is to get as many correct as possible. So if you're taking time on one question, skip it, come back to that later on. With that, you're going to start passage 6 and 3. Your time starts now. Good luck. 6 and 3. Only two passages, 6 and 3. All right, guys, I'm going to stop you guys at 11 minutes, assuming you have done by this time. Um, so what I need from you now, as this is the first time we are doing this, I need to go, everybody has to answer quickly because it's a small group, how much time you took. 9:30. 10:50? Okay. Parker,
10:30.
Grayson,
9:45.
Jack,
9:53.
Claire,
10:40.
Kirsten,
9:30.
Griffin,
9:56.
Ian.
10:29.
So you can see everybody's in that range, right? So if you're below 9 minutes, I would be actually a little worried because you may have rushed it. And if you have crossed 11 minutes, I would be worried as well. Remember, you have 6 passages, 35 minutes. So if you divide it into 3 parts, right, it's basically around 12 minutes each. But the first 2, you should be doing it around 10 minutes. Around that. Depends on the passage. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to read out the answers. Start with passage number 6. And I want to remember, I want to follow this systematically so there is no confusion how we're going to handle this, okay? And remember, this is also your first time doing this. All right, passage 6, DGC, FCH. Passage 3, Passage 3, JAF, DGC, and the last one is G. All right? Okay. First question. Did anybody get all correct? Okay. 1 wrong. Okay, Griffin, 1 wrong, okay? 2 wrong. Okay, we have Kirsten and Grayson, okay. Next. Any questions? Passages 6 and 3. Any questions? Now remember,
How do you,
yeah.
oh, sorry. How do you do number 40 on passage 6?
Let me write it down. Okay. Question 40. I just need to collect those questions first.
36 on passage 6.
36. Okay. 36 and 40 I have. All right. Now, before we go to the next 2 passages, I want to ask you guys, is passage 6 and 3 we had selected to begin with, right? Without knowing the questions. Was it a good selection? Or should have been 3 and 6? Remember, you are the ones who are doing the test, not me. So I'm just I'm making you think. So if you don't want to share things, that we can move on.
I think it's a good selection. I thought 6 was easier than 3.
Good. Graphs are your life saviors. Okay, let me tell you that. Now, the drill continues. Okay, now what's the next 2? 5 and 2, I believe. 5 and 2. Okay, now, keep an eye on the time again. Keep an eye on the time. It tends to increase a little bit. Today's job is not to worry about time. It's worry about how many questions you got wrong and how you can correct yourself. Your time starts now. 5 and 2. Claire, if you're joining right now, we have started 5 and 2.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop you guys at 10 minutes. Now, again, I've done this for a long time to get an idea when to stop. Hopefully, you've done at the time. Before we could go on, I had two questions on 36 and 40. So let's go and handle that one. Let's start with 36. Now, for 36, they have four options they have given. The direction, direction is. So I knocked out, H and J right away because gravity is always down. It says, assume that the down is towards the bottom of the page, right? So, and at the top of the paragraph on paragraph one, it says, drag is a force that opposes motion. So G and D always opposite. Of course, I studied engineering, so I already knew it, but I just wanted to find an information, just like as though I did not know it. So G is the answer. Again, I don't know who asked, so whoever has asked, basically make sure to tell me if you're okay with the explanation. You good? Okay. I don't know who asked 40, but based on figures 1 and 3, at a depth of 0.5 millimeters in the motor oil, what is the approximate drag exerted on the steel ball? So figures 1 and 3. So I went to figure 3 because they have depth and time. So I took 0.5 millimeters, drew a horizontal line, and found the time it takes. And I want to show you guys this. This is important. This is what I'm doing as you guys are doing as well. One of the things I've learned in ACT science is to draw straight lines. Okay? Try to draw straight lines. Just don't sketch it. Be very systematic because it can hurt, and as you can see in this problem itself. So I drew a line, horizontal line, and found the time. Then I know that time, which is, 15 milliseconds. Then went to figure 1, found them 15 milliseconds, and drew a vertical line all the way to drag. Okay, the dotted line. But to find the drag, you have to draw another horizontal line, right? But look at the answer choices. They're pretty close, right? 230, 250, 270, 290. So I ruled out 230, I ruled out 250. So it has to be between 250 and 300. When I drew the line exactly, it's 290 is way up there, so it is 270. So you'll have to do twice the extrapolation or the drawings, but drawing straight lines is absolute needed in graphing ACT science. Who asked that question?
I did.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. That's why when they say figures 1 and 3, answer is in figures 1 and 3. All right, I'm going to read out 5 and 2. And by the way, you keep track of how many mistakes you have done. You keep track of time you've taken. Okay. Oh, by the way, I should not assume here. Is there any student who did not finish the two passages by 10 minutes? That's what I thought. All right, passage 5. FAJ BJD. The last one is G. Passage 2. FDH. BJC. First question first. How much time did you guys take? Let's go. Benjamin.
9:32.
9:07.
Parker.
9:50.
Grayson.
9:20.
Jack.
9:44.
Kirsten.
9:10.
Griffin.
9:26.
Ian.
9:52.
Claire.
9:30.
You can see that, okay? I wanted to wait for one more minute. 11 is a safe one, but I know usually people take around 10 minutes for this. 5 and 2, did anybody get all correct? 1, 2. Okay. Good. Really good. 1 wrong. 1, 2 wrong. 1. Okay. Any questions? Passage 5 and 2.
31.
31. That was iron. Okay. One more thing I want to suggest. I know there will be some students who have made mistakes but won't ask. I've done this for a long time. What I would like you guys to do, if you don't want to ask here for whatever the reason is, which I don't understand by the way, you need to go home after the class today and spend time on this. Your question, you should ask yourself, how could I have avoided this? If it's a silly mistake, it happens. Don't fight it. But if you don't know the concept, what should I do? So redo the problem, look at the answer choices, and make sure you spend enough time to correct your mistakes. Otherwise, you're never going to improve, right? It's a vicious cycle you're going to spin. You take the test, you make the mistake, you take the test, you make the mistake. When does the improvement happens? Is when you work on the mistakes. All right, we go to the next two. What else left? 6, 3, 5, 2. So you're left with what? Is it 4, 1 or 1, 4? 4, 1? Okay. Your time starts now. Time's up. I'm doing 11 minutes. So 11 times 3 is 33 minutes, right? We have used a minute when we decided the order of the passages, and you get to 35 minutes this way. That's how we balance it, basically. And of course, I've not been aggressive this time. Next time we do it, I'll be asking you, okay, this is how much time you have to finish it. And you'll start seeing a pressure building at the time, okay? All right, so let's go to question number 31. It was Ian. Ian, I think you asked me, right? 31?
Yeah.
Okay. In the study, one step in the determination of CO2 content was to divide a volume of CO2 by another volume. That other volume was the volume of A. You guys know CO2 is a gas, right? So if it's a gas, you need a gas to mix with to get a volume percent or volume content. So you can knock out sample of soil. Soil is a solid substance. Soil gas, which says in figure 2 at the x-axis, average CO2 content of soil gas percent by volume. So I use that as a reference. Then water is a liquid, and steel pipe of a diffusion valve, which is nothing to do with it. So again, I don't know anything about this passage, but I was able to find what was the confusion for this one?
I got it now.
Okay, all right, it happens. You guys are getting used to this. Okay, now how much time did you take? Let's go.
8:55.
8:54.
8:55.
8:54.
903.
9:03. Parker,
9:46.
Grayson,
9:37.
Jack,
9:22.
Kirsten,
10 minutes.
Griffin,
9:54.
Ian,
9:55.
Claire.
9:30.
So you can see, technically, if you go with this, I think you all should be done with the science test, right? And should have 1 or 2 minutes remaining. So the plan is to practice that you should be actually having 2 minutes remaining, without rushing, of course. That's the goal, okay? And remember that. Just remember that, okay? All right, passage 4. I think that's what you guys did, right? 4 and 1, okay. Passage 4. BFB HCG and D. Passage 1. AHC JAJ and D. How many got all correct?
Did you say passage 4 again?
Okay. BFB HCG and D. One wrong. Okay, we have 1, 2. 2 wrong. 1, 2. Okay. Okay, so what I would like to do, these 2 passages, I would like you guys to actually work on your own mistakes, okay? You're gonna text me if you don't get it still today, after the class is done. Sounds good? So that I wanna give a chance for you to see where the mistake, and if there is something you could have fixed it. If you can't, you need to ask. Sounds good? Now, the good thing is we were able to complete all the 6 passages in a very good fashion. Usually we end up only doing 5. Today I wanted to kind of Of course, you guys didn't ask questions which I could see that you have, but you didn't want to ask. But whatever it is, if you don't work on the mistakes, you're going to end up making the same mistake every single time. I can assure you that. Rikav should be here to continue with ACT English. Take a 5 minutes break. See ya. Bye-bye.